So hello and welcome to Casual Leaves. So hello and welcome to another video. This was going to be Alocasia dragon scale upsize uppot repot video, but as I was preparing for this, I have all my Alocasias out here, so I think I'm just going to do an all Alocasias I have video right now, and along with, of course, I'm going to be using Semi-Hydroponics, which I have prepared here a big batch of PON in which I want to upsize some of my Alocasias. They've been doing really well, and we'll see about that as we go ahead. I want to show the status on a lot of them, which I had put into Semi-Hydroponics, and I'll link my last videos about it. But it's time now for me to upsize them because they are outgrowing their pots. The roots are coming out of the Semi-Hydroponic substrate, so it's a good time. I have good results as well, and I want to combine a few plants, corms, together to make bigger, bushier plants. And overall, this is going to be a know how to grow your Alocasias video, so I hope you watch it till the end. But before that, if you're new here, thank you so much for joining me in this video. I hope you watch this video right till the end, and if you're returning here from my other videos, thank you so much. It means a lot. Okay, so I want to start with just showing you the collection first. It's not a big collection, but I have some of the basic Alocasias. Really want to showcase this beautiful fry deck right now. It's pushed out this brilliant new leaf, and so as we all know, Alocasias take time to push out variegated leaves. This is a variegated Mycolidziana. This was one of the last variegated ones which is on its way out, and it had very little variegation, but this one, as you can see, is completely the way I expected it to be, all of us expected to be. It's got a good amount of white and green splashes. So loving this one. It's got a very nice dark green pattern here, and then some light green, and then really nice pale yellow kind of variegation. Beautiful. And it's already pushing out a new leaf, like it's working on a new leaf, as you can see. I'm guessing that one is going to be a totally green leaf, but that's totally fine. So it pushes out like 2 to 3 green leaves and then 1 variegated leaf. So really beautiful. This is in Semi-Hydroponics too. There's a reservoir container here, and this is in my DIY pond. Again, there's a DIY pond video, so I'm not going to be discussing how I made that here today, but I will link it in the description. Or you can comment and ask me about it, and I'll be happy to tell you. These are the babies of the plant I just showed. So Alocasia fry deck, these are 9 corms, which have all kind of now become quite big. They don't look as well as they were doing in the last status video when I showed them, which means I think it's time I take it out from this moss perlite mix and finally put it into pond, but that can be a separate video. So Alocasia fry deck was just a feature. Moving on is my main guy, which I want to be working on today, which is my dragon scale. Now when I got my dragon scale, it was an extremely bushy plant. Again, there's a video on it. So when I got it, it was in a normal soil substrate, like an aeroid mix, and then I transferred it into pond. This one, I took it out of the cabinet, and I didn't water it properly, and the leaf got stuck on the side of the shelf, so it's a bit wonky. It did work on this new leaf, which died on the spot, but I have this guy here with 2 shoots. There are 2 plants working on leaves, and the roots on this one are all over the place. You can see them coming out here on the top, and it dries up very soon because of the roots. Let me show the roots actually. So a ton of roots, and I'm sure there are a lot of corms in there too. So the idea is to upsize this guy, combine it with this fellow, so we have these plants together. That's one task that I want to do today. Same thing I want to be doing with my Jacqueline. So I finally managed to get a good leaf on my Jacqueline. I had a really nice big plant, and it got affected by spider mites. Of course, I was so new with Alocasias and with spider mite problems. I tried my best to take care of it, but the plant couldn't survive. And then I just used to have a chonk on this, which over time now has, acclimatized really well in the cabinet. It took time for sure. These are the babies of that very plant, and I love the leaves, and it's sizing up a lot. This one touched the wall of the cabinet, so it turned around like that. It's already pushing out a new leaf. So I want to again combine these guys together There were some more corms which are right here. I forgot to water this and I only watered it right before this video. So there's lots of water in it right now. Not the way to go about it. But this was completely droopy. They had almost given up today. But I watered it immediately and 3 of them have come back. I doubt this guy is going to come back. But maybe that was just an old leaf anyway on its way out. So I'm going to be combining all of these guys together. So that's the second task for today. And then I will just show you my normal Alocasia fry deck. So that was my fry deck, and this is my Alocasias. So the variegated one is called fry deck, which is this. This is my Alocasias. This is a baby from the big plant, which had a big fall down once. Look at the roots. So just, I know I need to pot this, like uppot it basically. So maybe if I have the patience and the time, I will do that today. And then just showing my bambino. So that's my Alocasia bambino. This leaf is about to go out. It's on its way out. And this is this beautiful new leaf. It's got this very unique shape though. Something happened and the way it unfolded, it's got that little dent over there. And this also is in PON. And it's doing fine. Lots of roots. Yeah, a lot of roots on this one too. You can see it here. So maybe I'm just going to fill it a bit with PON. I don't need to upsize it yet, but I think it needs more PON on top. The stems are getting exposed. So that is something I will be doing. And then I want to show my black velvet, my original black velvet. And this has been doing this thing where it's pushing out these kind of offshoots, this and this, and the stem has grown like really long, and even this has got like roots coming out from the bottom, though it's not been too long that I put it in PON, but it's been doing well. And this is the newest leaf. It just unfurled like a day back. It was curled up and the chlorophyll is still building up, so it looks a little shaded weirdly, but this is the last leaf, and as soon as this one came out, this one started building in. So I think I want to actually repot this into a taller container. So that's the agenda for this guy. And because we're doing an all Alocasia video now, I thought I will feature my Alocasia in Leca, my black velvet in Leca, which is surprisingly doing so well. I believe this is one of the newest leaves. So is this one. So it's been giving me 2 new leaves together. And here's another one. Actually, I just saw this one right now. There's a 3rd baby leaf too. And this is in Leca, and look at the roots. It lives in the cabinet, and that's the only reason why it's working. But I just wanted to show it here today. So just gonna keep the ones we are not working on for now back here. These are pertaining the time. If we get the time, we'll do it. Otherwise, mainly the silver dragon and the Jacqueline is what we are going to be working on. So now, just going to show this. This is my DIY PON, which has zeolite, pumice stones, and lava rock. So I, of course, like I washed it today before preparing to shoot for this video, and I basically took 2 parts of pumice stone, 1 part zeolite, 1 part lava rock, and this is 2 into 2 of that. So this is like 4 cups, and I mean this kind of 4 cups of pumice, 2 cups of zeolite, 2 cups of lava rock. So now an issue that I faced with zeolite was that the seller sent me this big size, I think 4mm to 8mm stones, versus something like this one, which would be 2 to 4mm. But I had some from the last time, which I mixed, and then I had this. And also there was this carbonated zeolite, so it had these cylindrical carbon capsules in it. So I didn't want to add that into this, but I just sprinkled some on top. Like very few black things you see on top are carbonated charcoal sticks. I don't even know what that is, but anyway, so this took time to prepare. I mixed it all together, washed it thrice, and then I left it. Just a note here is when you're making this, please do wear gloves. This can really hurt your skin. It's not really, the stones are very sharp and thin. You can actually get cuts in your hand, and it has a lot of powder coming from it, which goes into your nose. So just avoid that. If you can wear a mask, do that. Having said everything, now that I'm upsizing these guys, these two guys, I actually am out of pots. I just have this pot which is like slightly bigger, so we are going to just go for this because I do not have any pots and I need to do this right now. So I'm going to try and see if everything fits in here. We'll see once we remove the plants from the pots. Same as for the other one, maybe the Jacqueline goes in this. We'll see. A lot of pots around here. We'll see which one goes in what. Let's get into it. So I again forgot to hit record and I basically removed it, and the whole thing was like a cylindrical chunk of roots, which I tried opening up. Again, I forgot to hit record, and I really wanted you guys to see it. It was just such a beautiful scene, but my mistake. Anyway, I started harvesting corms, and I got 4 so far. I can't believe I didn't hit record. Is my mic on? Well, nevertheless, I think I know what I need to do about me forgetting to hit record. I need to have a mic which attaches to the camera. Otherwise, my main attention goes in starting the mic and I forget to. So there are, of course, like some roots which are gonna get damaged or were broken already, but just stuck in it. So I'm just gonna clear out anything unnecessary. I'm gonna try and separate this out. So that is my plant number 1. Very good roots. So this is 1. We don't have to worry about washing this or anything. We're just gonna place it in. Look at the roots here. Like such nice big roots. This is the other bit. I am going to just remove whatever roots I can see in the PON and keep it away because we are going to be reusing this later. I will later clean this, like boil it or read about how I can actually reuse this PON. Moving on to the second plant. This has lots of corms, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 'So this had like 5 corms to give me. So we want to combine these guys together. So we'll have like 1, 2, and 3. That's going to be the new set. But do I have a big enough pot? This one is what I have, and that's what I'll go for. I'm just gonna keep away the corms. Get this here. Need to add base coat in this. I'll just get that. So this is ready, and this is the container that I have. Now this is the only container that I have, so I have to use it. Now this may not be that big a container, but I have to use it because that's what I have. Let's see. Like, it's okay, I guess. No choice. So let's do it. I'm gonna make a few more holes in this though. I'm back. I have made holes here on the side as well. So there are holes, 10 holes on the side, 7, 8 holes on the bottom, and we are ready to go. So let's use this one. And very simple task now. Just start with a base layer. I think I broke a new leaf thing. So here we go. We have it all together. That's how it's looking. This can go back right into this. So it's a minor upgrade, but we at least changed and flushed out the pond and removed all the dead roots, got the corms. It'll be a good thing for the plant. Moving on to Jacqueline. Need another tray for it because this needs to be cleaned up later. So here we are. Just gonna quickly unpot this. Not too many roots, some root damage. I'll try to remove the rotted roots. Could there be corms in the pond? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. The babies. The other babies. So I'm thinking these can be combined for sure. Like these can go together for sure. These as well. What the heck, we just put it all together. I was thinking if I should put this in a smaller thing, because what happens is when I submerge this into the pond and this doesn't go deep enough, it may not get all the water, but let's see. This set of pond looks fine to me. I may just reuse this. Let's see. Should I go for this? This seems fine. So just going very quick now. Lastly, just want to transfer my black velvet to a taller pot. no. Guys, root rot in PON. Good, I remove this one. A lot of roots have gone. Like it barely has roots, but it was still pushing out leaves. Were they wonky because of that? And was it trying to push out these new root thingies? There is a fresh root here. Anyway, so let's just transfer it into a fresh container. So stem rot. Lastly, also doing it for this guy. I'm just gonna push hard and just do it today. Ooh, this is what actually I wanted to show you guys. This is exactly what was for my dragon scale. Lovely roots, lovely everything. Not disturbing this at all. Just gonna use a new container and use existing PON. Yes, I have not washed it, but I have nothing else, so we go for it. Guys, corm. So there was corm in the PON. Okay, so here I am. This was a very long set of chores for me, the cleaning up after bit, but I'm really happy. I think I almost did work on all the Alocasias we discussed about today. Just want to show them one by one very quickly, the final output, the final result. So this is the Alocasia dragon scale. We have now 3 plants inside in PON. And there is a voice system, not a major upgrade, not a big size upgrade, but nevertheless it was good to harvest the corms. I have about 10 total corms from this. 2 of them are a bit too tiny, but I'm very sure they'll also sprout soon, so really happy about that. Oh, it's pushing one more leaf under the covers. Yes, there was some root damage caused because of the whole transition. Some broke because of me, very natural. Some were, very few were rotted, so I removed them. So it's a good healthy plant, goes back into the cabinet. I don't think it can survive without the cabinet. So still that level of confidence is not there in the humidity of the rooms here. This is now my Jacqueline. So this has now 1, 2, 3, 4 plants. So 2 are really small babies. Like this is a set of 1 baby plant, set of 2nd baby plant. This one was a baby plant like that, but it's kind of become bigger like we saw earlier. It's pushing out a new leaf too. And then this is the mother plant with the single leaf. So that's the thickest of the stems that I have yet. Of course, like I'll be really worried about this plant, because when you have multiple different sizes, it becomes a little difficult because the smaller ones tend to not get enough water from the PON. So I'll have to be on a lookout for that. I did end up using the earlier PON the way it was. I mean, I just cleaned the roots and I did end up using that and the new batch I made today. So all of it got used. Some is left, which I have left for drying out, but I didn't boil it like the way I thought I would, because honestly, working with PON is so tough. Like, my hands are all damaged. It's not an easy substrate to work with, and I forgot to get gloves for this. This is my fry deck. I did upgrade this as well. So this is now in this pot. It's actually, I think this is a perfect transition for today in terms of size. Like, this was in a smaller little square box, and it's now got a proper full pot. So very happy about this. This one was a good transition. Lastly, my black velvet, I ended up putting it in this tall container, which is what we decided to do in the start, because it had a really tall stem and it actually had no roots, and it was pushing out leaves. And I believe that's why the leaves were a bit wonky, because the roots weren't there, but the pond made it stay alive. So this leaf, we'll have to now wait and watch what happens. This didn't have a cover pot, so right now I'm just using this little container with water in it for the reservoir. So that is this plant. And I did fill up on my bambino. What else did I do? Yes, I did fill up some PON on the fry deck. So everyone got a new set of PON cover on top of it, if you know what I mean. So a lot of work happened today. Really happy. I hope you watched the video right till the end, because that was a lot of work. That really was a lot of work. And then the whole cleaning bit was a lot of work. So I think it took me about 2 hours. A bit more actually, and then there'll be more editing time going into this, but I'm very happy because now I can see the plants giving me more better results. Like, they were all performing really good already, but now we can see them level up a bit more. So I have watered this with Kaylee Allen's fertilizer right now, which is like 4 ml in 1 liter of water. So that's the water which has gone into this. Fresh water. I have thrown away the old water, cleaned the vessels, and yeah, that's about it. In my next video, I will probably be transferring these guys into PON, the Alocasia corms. So this is my next task which I want to do. And yes, that's it for today. I will end it here now. I hope you subscribe to the channel. I hope you hit the notification bell so you don't miss my next video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.